good morning. My name's Tom. I come to you from the Rustic log cabin in Northern Maine. Welcome to my cabin this morning. Well, I kind of got a little, it ain't really a series, but I kind of been on the track here of eating on a dime and camp life, stuff like that. So that's what today's all about. So you had the dream that you wanted a cabin. Well, I did too. And here you see my cabin. I don't know, we're going on. I fished and hunted my whole life, but I never had a cabin. Stayed in plenty of them, lived in plenty of them, built plenty of them with my job that I had. I built cabins all over the state of Maine. But anyways, what's some of the stuff you put in your cabin? You're going to find owning a cabin is not a cheap thing. There's responsibilities to owning a cabin once you get your hands on it. The cabin itself, labor of love, all your work that you put into it. Same thing with the fishing, the hunting, and everything that goes along with the cabin and my cabin lifestyle. So there's going to be places that you need to save some money. Basically, it's because of the fuel bill to get to your cabin. And if you haven't learned that yet, then my generator's burning oil all of a sudden. I can smell it. I better go look out the back window. It's fine, I could just smell oil. I've got one of those Champion generators, 1500. During the hot weather, I run it. You can hear a fan. Might even be able to see it in the background. The bell you hear is Ruby running around. But anyways, God only knows how many hours are on that little generator. And it must be, I don't know, it's probably 5, 6, 7 years old. At least. You know, I don't know, I guess I have to go back and look. But anyways, you know, with these hot days, that thing runs non-stop. You can't hear it. It'll run 11 hours on 1 gallon of gas, so that's good. But anyways, that's another video all by itself. It might even be this trip we'll get out there. But what were we talking about? I lost track of thought. That must mean time for a sip of lemonade. So there's lots of places to spend money on an off-grid cabin. So you need to save money where you can save money, as well as have it be what you need. One of the things that I do here at the cabin is dry food. Dry food, dry food, dry food. It lasts a long time. It's inexpensive. It's always here. I have it on the shelf. Everything in this cabin is in a glass jar. It's in a mason jar. It's in some kind of a container because we want to keep it away from the mice. As well as my buckets. I have under the main cupboard over here, I have 5-gallon buckets that are filled with dry food. And one of the ones I want to talk about this morning in this particular video is pancake mix. Now, in the last couple of videos, you know, we did the pork steak over the campfire. You kind of like that. But in videos gone by in the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've been on this kind of frame. You know, you can go to the grocery store and you can buy a box of pancake mix. You can. Little tiny box. I don't know how many breakfasts you'll get out of there. But when it comes to the cabin, that's all that box can do is make you pancakes. Or like here, I use pancake mix for onion rings, deep fried onion rings. Sometimes I'll use it as my starter for the batter on fish, stuff like that. So a better way, at least in my humble opinion, a better way is to make your pancake mix from scratch. And it's super simple and super cheap. So it's one of the, and better than that, the same ingredients for making pancakes would be this, in my book. I have a Papa's cookbook that I've been putting together for pretty much my whole life. If I learned how to cook it, or I tried it at camp or on a camping trip, it ended up in this cookbook. If someone came along on the trip and they had something to add to it, then their recipe ended up in the cookbook. So it's a lot of mix match everything to go with fishing, trapping, all that stuff out in the bush or on a lake. We used to do a lot of lake camping, stuff like that, and we bring the ingredients along. Ingredients means they can go from one recipe to another recipe. And in this pancake recipe, one of the breads I make here is that pan bread. And all this stuff is, go to my playlist and go to old school cooking. It's all in there. Anything I'm talking about today, other than I don't think I've done a recipe on making the pancake batter, but super simple and no ingredients hardly at all. The only thing that I want, well, I do have powdered milk, so we can go with milk for some of it, but most of my pancake mix is just add water. And the same thing if I was to buy it at the store, and years ago I did. And then I just got thinking, why? The same thing with buying a box of pancake mix. Why? Because Grandma used to do it, and she didn't need to go to the store and buy a box. But Bisquick and all that got to be so expensive for a box of biscuits that I just stopped buying them. One thing I'm good at is if you get the price up too high, I will do without, or I will move on, and I will develop my own recipe, and I don't need to pay that high price. So let's get back to these biscuits, and same thing with making that bread. The bread recipe that I said is in that playlist, Old School Cooking. I think it's Old School Cooking with Tom is the name of that playlist. But you can cook it right on the wood stove. And it's 3 ingredients. It's flour, it's baking powder, it's baking soda, and it's all pre-mixed ahead of time. Just add water. You can cook it out in the woods over a campfire, wrapped around a stick, or you can cook it, throw it in a pan out on a campfire, and the same thing, you can have a loaf of bread. Piping hot bread, it smells great, and the best bread is when it first comes out of that pan. I could eat the whole loaf just because it is that good. But let's get on to this pancake mix, because this is the one I'm working on today. I keep my pancake mix in just a jar. Probably about as much comes in that box. So what you need 4.5 cups of all-purpose flour. That's it. That'll make a batch. Double it up. I want to keep this. I've actually got 2 of these full over on the shelf all the time. Like I said, we'll eat them for breakfast, and we'll put them on pancake mix, stuff like that, and fish batter. So you need 4 cups of that. And the other thing I keep on hand is this gallon jug of powdered milk. It's basically for cooking. It's I'm not crazy about drinking powdered milk, but I will drink what's left over. I have a little jug that I make up powdered milk when I'm cooking, so whatever's left over I will drink. So you're gonna need powdered milk at your cabin. I've got cans and cans and cans of baking powder at home and here at the cabin, because with flour, baking powder, and a few other goodies, you can cook a lot of different recipes. Baking soda, I keep it in a mason jar, marked baking soda, and then there is probably 20 pounds of all-purpose flour here at the cabin. That's it. So you got 4.5 cups of flour, 3/4 of a cup of dry milk, 1/3 cup of sugar. I didn't put that out on the table here, but hey, you all know what sugar is. 1/3 of a cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons baking powder, 1 tablespoon baking soda, and 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Mix that all up, put it in here, and you saved yourself probably $8. I haven't bought it in a long time. Whatever a box of pancake mix costs, I don't really care. I would much rather make it with my own ingredients, because then once the ingredients are here, I have the ingredients for shotgun donuts. That's also in that playlist of making donuts. The other thing that I can make with that, like I said, the bread, the donuts, pie crust. This is all pie crust materials with a couple of more ingredients. So once you get these basic ingredients that I just went through, it's always here. I have the recipes in my cookbook, and it's always here at the cabin. I don't have to ever think about what I'm gonna have for breakfast because it's already here. We'll always come up with a dozen or so eggs. We always come up with a little bit of bacon. Not always, but good time. But especially this time of year, refrigeration is an issue. I got tired of dealing with refrigeration years ago as far as hauling up big coolers of meat and all of that. So I don't do that now. I figure out my meals, or I figure out whatever, and then I haul up what I need, and then I'll spread that out into enormous amount of recipes and still keeping it down. Like this trip, I brought up 2 packages of bass from last winter worth of ice fishing, and with that I can deep fry my fish nuggets, all of that stuff. Same ingredients. The flour is here. Whatever else I need to throw in is all here at the cabin. So mix up my batter and away we go. But anyways, that's how you save money here at the cabin, as well as putting good quality ingredients on your cabin shelf. And you can save your money for gasoline and make an extra trip up to the cabin. So, but anyways, that's it in a nutshell. And I'm thirsty, so it's time to move on. Ruby. Oh, she's being an idiot. Ruby, stop. She's about ready to knock a fan over, and she doesn't even know it. Alrighty. Hey, I'll see you in the next one, and you guys have a great week.